Now, as the number of coronavirus cases continues to rise right now, the Kansas Supreme Court is working on deciding whether Governor Laura Kelly can ban large groups from gathering in places of worship to help stop the spread. 41 Action News reporter Nick Starling breaks down this case for you.
For the first time ever, the Kansas Supreme Court meets on Zoom for oral arguments, practicing social distancing as they decide a monumental case in whether groups can gather in places of worship a day before Easter. For nearly an hour and a half, the Kansas Supreme Court and counsel from both sides meet in a virtual courtroom to decide whether or not the Legislative Coordinating Council had the authority to rescind Governor Kelly's executive order to ban 10 or more people from gathering in houses of worship.
The question before the court is whether a 7-member legislative committee has the power to overrule the governor. The answer is no.
Our view is that during these extraordinary times when you've got the legislature not able to reconvene because of this pandemic emergency, that we would construe them as out of session.
The full legislature is not in session because of the coronavirus, a point made by one of the justices. If the LCC should have this amount of power.
Is there any limitation to what the LCC can do when the legislature is not in session? Can they pass laws?
There is broad authority, and particularly I think you'd want that in circumstances involving an emergency like we're dealing with here.
Governor Kelly says her concern was many of the clusters of COVID-19 were from religious groups, so she wanted to get rid of the religious exemption. Then on Wednesday, the LCC overturned her order by a 5-2 vote, saying she's singling out one entity and limiting the free exercise of religion.
The actions of the Republican legislative leaders jeopardize both the health and safety of Kansans.
Earlier this week, we spoke to many churches who said either way this decision goes, they're keeping people out of church but can worship online.
I was frankly stunned that there are churches deciding they will still meet together. I think it's irresponsible.
The governor's council argues the full legislature should be the only way to go to overturn her executive order. This case was fast-tracked over concerns of mass gatherings for Easter, which is just hours away. Reporting in Fairway, Nick Starling, 41 Action News.